Hello everybody, I'm James Tehrani, Workforce's Assistant Managing Editor.
And I'm Ladan Nikravan, Workforce's Senior Editor. Thank you guys for joining us today. We're coming to you from the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago's Hyde Park neighborhood. We're here to check out the new Robot Revolution exhibit.
You know, Ladan, in pop culture and science fiction, it always seems robots are designed to either kill us or save us, but that's science fiction, right?
That's right, James, because robots are actually designed to help us in many ways, and that's not in the future. They're already assisting us in areas like manufacturing and healthcare.
Cool. Let's go check it out.
Let's go. Kathleen, first things first, let me know, what is this? What's going on here?
Well, we have a robot here that is climbing tirelessly, we have a robot here that climbs up and down this ladder and climbs up and it climbs back down. And when we, as humans, climb, it's a pretty sophisticated move.
Right.
Sometimes you have 2 points on, sometimes 3, but this robot was designed by a Japanese company, Muscle Corporation, and they're not a robotics company per se, but they understand the power of robots as a marketing tool. So this robot shows off their servo motors, which they've made them really compact and added a lot of features that didn't exist in regular motors. So it's really exciting because the relationship between robots in the workplace is dependent on the kind of electronics being developed for that. So it's a great partnership that we want to show here in the exhibit about the people who are developing the components that then people can use to make robots.
Right, well, it's very, very cool.
Tell us a little bit about some of the workforce-related robots in the collection.
We have robots in the exhibit that you might find in a manufacturing setting or a large factory, but we're using them here in the exhibit to do maybe slightly unpredictable things so guests can experience them. But we have a universal arm from Universal Robotics. We have a Yaskawa Motoman industrial robot, and we have a Baxter from Rethink Robotics, as well as a selection of robotic grippers that you might find in an industrial setting.
Now the Baxter robot, that's the one that does tic-tac-toe?
Yes. So we have it set up. It can play tic-tac-toe with 2 guests at one time. While it may look slightly human, the Baxter robot, it can do a lot more than we can do, because I think we would have trouble keeping 2 games going at once.
Sure, and then there's a robot that actually plays blackjack with you?
Yeah, that's a Yaskawa Motoman, and it picks up the cards. It has suction cup gripper hands, and it picks up a card, passes it over a camera, and then it deals the cards to up to 3 players to play the game together.
So what are some of the innovations that you found when putting this collection together?
Well, we see a shift in So we see a shift in the direction of industrial robots to these things like Baxter and the universal arm, which are really easy for people to program so that they can maybe be used in smaller manufacturing situations. The Yaskawa Motoman robot that we have in the exhibit is a more traditional industrial robot, but some of these others are designed for smaller manufacturing and for letting somebody who doesn't necessarily have a background in programming actually be able to work on the robot, have it do what they need it to do, and it could do that for a day, and then they can really easily program it to do something else. What we're also seeing that's very different is that people can be in close proximity to these robots. The universal arm, you program by literally picking it up and teaching it what you want it to do, then you press a button and it plays it back. So we're seeing that change where people and robots can be close and working together.
Right, so there's like a misconception that robots are 50 or 25 years in the future, but these are here now, right?
Right, yeah, every robot in Robot Revolution is real. Some of them come from companies and some of them come out of research labs. And so one of the grippers that we have what we loosely call the grippertarium, where we have 6 different industrial solutions to robot manipulators. And one, when we started this project 5 years ago, was just a prototype, and now it's a product on the market. So we're really excited to get guests interested into following this field, getting involved with it, following it, because you're right, things are changing on a rapid basis.
Sure, and I found it interesting that there's a robot that actually displays sort of emotions. Why is that important for robots to display emotions?
Well, if we're going to have robots as our companions at work, our co-workers, what we want, imagine if you had a friend that never expressed emotion. You wouldn't know what they're thinking. You wouldn't know if they understand what you're thinking. So we will want robots in our lives that we feel empathy for and that we believe feel empathy for us. And so take the Baxter robot. It has a face and it has eyes, so you can it feels slightly human. I think it creates easy interaction. The Yaskawa Motoman has a face. It's not using that to see, neither of them are using their faces in the way we traditionally use our faces, but they actually then help us bridge that emotional relationship.
Very cool.
The next question I have for you is that yes, technology is taking over, robots can do a lot of things that humans can do, but there are a lot of industries that still need that human touch. So how do robots work with humans? How can you kind of find that middle ground?
Well, I think that the design of a robot is going to be really critical when it comes to having humans and robots work together. It's not only about accomplishing a task, because you can imagine there's some people you might like to work with at work and some people that you might not like to work with. So it's well beyond just the ability to do a job. So I think what is exciting about this field, then, it opens us up to designers and people who understand human relationships to get involved in helping to create robots that we want to work with in the workplace. And so a lot of things is the robots understanding how humans move and think, and us understanding what the robot is going to do. So.